For passionate collectors of rare coins, there is always a special attraction, and the USA 1 dime is one of them. This small coin is not just money, but also an eternal tale of history and heritage that makes it even more valuable and fascinating. First up, the 1967 USA 1 dime without a mint mark holds an intriguing place in numismatic history, not because of extreme scarcity and regular circulation, but due to its context within the late 1960s coinage system. For collectors, this coin is a fascinating representation of a transitional period in American coin production, particularly since the mid-1960s were marked by significant changes in both design practices and minting policies. While not all 1967 dimes are rare in the broad sense, certain varieties and high-grade examples have become highly sought after, with collectors willing to pay a premium for coins that retain exceptional detail, error types, or a pristine finish. The general market demand for this coin lies in its historical backdrop and the occasional discovery of ultra-rare specimens that defy the odds of survival in circulation. When examining the origins of this coin, it's important to note that the 1967 dime was minted during a period of major economic and monetary adjustments in the United States. In 1965, the government made the pivotal decision to remove silver from the dime and quarter, transitioning to a clad copper-nickel composition that still defines these denominations today. As a result, the 1967 dime became part of the first generation of non-silver Roosevelt dimes, and mint marks were intentionally omitted from all U.S. coins between 1965 and 1967 in an effort to discourage coin hoarding. This historical context adds weight to its significance, as the 1967 dime reflects a chapter in which practicality and economic necessity reshaped American coinage. From a design standpoint, the 1967 dime follows the classic Roosevelt dime model that was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The obverse features his left-facing portrait with the word "Liberty" inscribed along the edge, while the reverse displays a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The coin was struck in copper-nickel clad, measuring 17.9 in diameter and weighing 2.27 grams. While at first glance its design may appear routine compared to earlier U.S. coinage, its enduring simplicity has appealed to generations of collectors. Proof strikes produced in limited numbers for collectors exhibit a brilliant finish and heightened details, setting them apart as especially desirable within this year's mintage. Although millions of 1967 dimes were produced, rarity emerges when one considers specific conditions and varieties. Circulated coins in very dirty or heavily worn states are common, but coins in uncirculated condition, especially those with deep cameo-proof finishes, are scarce and highly valued. Error coins, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or clipped planchets, are exceptionally rare from this year and can command high premiums. The absence of a mint mark itself is not a rarity for 1967, but high-grade examples certified by top grading services remain in limited supply due to the lack of careful handling during their release into circulation. The market value of the 1967 dime reflects this divide between common circulated pieces and rare high-quality examples. A standard circulated coin typically holds only nominal collector value, often between $2,500 and $3,000 depending on condition. However, proof versions in deep cameo can sell for $4,500 to $5,000 at auction, while certified mint state coins graded MS67 or higher have been known to fetch over $7,000 in specialized numismatic markets. Error varieties from 1967 can reach even higher, sometimes several $1,000s depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Collectors prize these examples not only for their rarity, but also for their uniqueness within a large-scale mintage. For collectors interested in pursuing the 1967 dime, careful examination is essential. High-quality examples are best identified under magnification, where sharpness of detail, luster, and absence of contact marks are clear indicators of superior condition. Certification from trusted grading services such as PCGS or NGC is invaluable for ensuring authenticity and establishing market value, particularly with proof or error varieties. Proper storage is equally important, as even minor environmental exposure can dull the surface of copper-nickel-clad coins, reducing their long-term appeal. Collectors should prioritize coins acquired from reputable dealers, coin shows, or auction houses that specialize in U.S. numismatics. The coin, broader appeal lies in its dual significance as both a historical artifact and a potential investment. For newer collectors, the 1967 dime offers an accessible entry point into Roosevelt dime collecting, while advanced enthusiasts often seek out the finest proof and mint-state examples as showpieces within their collections. Its representation of a turning point in U.S. monetary policy makes it more than just a piece of small change. It embodies a story of adaptation in the face of changing economic realities. Over time, its appreciation in value has reflected both its scarcity and high grades and the consistent interest of dedicated numismatists. Ultimately, the 1967 no-mint mark dime stands as a meaningful collectible, not because of universal rarity, but because of the stories it tells about American coinage during a turbulent period of change. Its historical significance as part of the shift away from silver, its enduring design honoring Roosevelt, and the scarcity of top-quality specimens ensure its lasting place in the numismatic community. For collectors who appreciate both beauty and history, the 1967 dime is a rewarding pursuit that blends aesthetic appeal with tangible investment potential, making it one of the more fascinating coins to emerge from the clad era of U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1976 USA 1 dime without a mint mark represents an important piece of American coinage history, despite being produced in vast quantities for everyday circulation. To many collectors, its appeal is less about widespread rarity and more about the pursuit of exceptional examples, coins that have survived decades without wear, or those that display unusual characteristics such as minting errors or exceptional strikes. While an average dime from 1976 carries only face value, the numismatic market has shown consistent demand for high-grade and error specimens, which transform this otherwise common coin into a collectible item of remarkable interest. Its significance lies in the way it bridges modern coinage with the ongoing fascination collectors have for U.S. currency history. The broader historical backdrop of the 1976 dime coincides with a period of celebration in American history, the U.S. bicentennial. While quarters, half dollars, and dollars of that year were given special commemorative designs to honor the nation's 200th birthday, the dime remained unchanged, continuing to feature the Roosevelt design. This contrast itself adds intrigue, as it highlights the mint's decision to maintain the dime's traditional look, while other denominations reflected the spirit of the times. The omission of a mint mark on many dimes during this era reflected standard production practices, particularly for those minted in Philadelphia, which did not use a mint mark before 1980. Thus, the 1976 dime is not commemorative by design, but is tied to an era of immense cultural celebration, giving it historical importance by association. In terms of design, the 1976 dime maintains the familiar Roosevelt motif, which had been in use since 1946. The obverse displays the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, accompanied by the word Liberty, the national motto In God We Trust, and the year of issue, 1976. The reverse continues with the torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Composed of a copper-nickel-clad layer bonded to a pure copper core, the coin weighs 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 in diameter. Its enduring design simplicity is one reason it has remained unchanged for decades. Proof issues struck for collectors, with mirror-like surfaces and cameo contrast, add another layer of desirability when preserved in flawless states. Though the 1976 dime was produced in large numbers, rarity is revealed through condition and specific production anomalies. Circulated coins are easily found in worn or dirty states, but specimens that have survived in mint condition, especially at grades MS67 or higher, are far less common. Proof examples from collector sets, particularly those showing deep cameo contrast, are highly desirable. Even more valuable are error coins, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies that occasionally surface. These anomalies create uniqueness in an otherwise standard issue, making them prized by advanced collectors. The scarcity of pristine or unusual examples is what sets the 1976 dime apart as a collectible of distinction. Market values for this coin vary dramatically depending on its condition. A well-worn dime from 1976 typically has little more than its face value of 10 cents, and even uncirculated examples might only bring a few dollars in casual collector markets. However, certified high-grade examples, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can sell for $2,000 to $3,500 at auction. Proof coins with deep cameo contrast can fetch $6,200 to $6,900, depending on their certification and preservation. Rare error coins, on the other hand, can climb into the thousands, depending on the nature and clarity of the error. The value is thus not in the standard circulation strike, but in condition rarity and minting anomalies, which create the coin's true numismatic worth. For collectors seeking this coin, diligence is key. It is important to carefully evaluate dimes for luster, strike sharpness, and the absence of scratches, or where that diminish value. Professional certification by grading services such as NGC or PCGS can significantly enhance a coin's credibility and marketability. When handling or storing, using protective holders or archival-safe flips is essential to prevent tarnish or damage, particularly for proof coins. Collectors often search through mint sets, proof sets, or dealer inventories to locate superior examples, and numismatic auctions provide opportunities to acquire certified rarities. Networking within collector communities also increases chances of discovering valuable varieties. The enduring appeal of the 1976 dime is rooted in both history and collectability. Though not a commemorative piece, it symbolizes the everyday currency that circulated during America's bicentennial year, making it historically connected to a pivotal national celebration. Its design continuity also reinforces the lasting tribute to President Roosevelt, whose legacy is inseparably linked to the dime. This combination of history, artistry, and rarity in high grades ensures its continuing place in collections both large and small. In conclusion, the 1976 No Mint Mark dime embodies a unique blend of historical context, design tradition, and collectible appeal. While most pieces remain ordinary change, the finest or most unusual examples elevate the coin to an esteemed position within the numismatic world. Its value lies not in the abundance of circulation strikes, but in the rarity of perfection and the fascination of errors. For both seasoned collectors and newcomers, this coin offers a chance to explore the subtle distinctions that turn an everyday object into a valuable artifact, ensuring it remains a rewarding pursuit for generations to come. Next up, the 1978 USA 1 dime without a mint mark is a fascinating piece for collectors, not necessarily because it is rare in its basic form, but because of what certain examples represent in the numismatic world. While countless circulated pieces remain in everyday coinage, the hunt for top-graded specimens, unusual errors, or coins preserved in pristine condition makes this issue highly desirable. For many enthusiasts, the allure of the 1978 dime is tied to its role as a continuation of the Roosevelt dime series, which by then had already established itself as an enduring tribute to one of America's most respected presidents. The market for this coin reflects a growing appreciation for coins from the clad era, particularly when they survive in extraordinary states. Looking back at its history, the 1978 dime emerged in an era when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins annually to keep up with the demands of commerce. Minted in Philadelphia, these dimes did not carry a mint mark, as the Philadelphia Mint did not adopt the P mint mark for the dime until 1980. The economic climate of the late 1970s, with rising inflation and ongoing shifts in the financial system, reinforced the importance of dependable coinage, and the Roosevelt dime remained a familiar part of daily life. Though not tied to a specific commemorative event, the 1978 dime serves as a marker of stability in American currency during a time of national change. The design of the 1978 dime carried forward the same artistry that had been in place since the coin's debut in 1946. On the obverse, the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt captures his resolute expression, accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date. The reverse features the well-known imagery of a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. With a diameter of 17.9 and weight of 2.27 grams. Its copper-nickel clad over copper core construction reflected the mint's ongoing use of durable, modern materials. In high-grade or proof versions, the coin's sharp relief and lustrous surfaces make it visually striking, especially when cameo contrast is evident. Despite its high mintage, rarity enters the discussion when collectors focus on specific conditions or varieties. Circulated coins in very dirty or worn states are of little interest, but examples in uncirculated condition, particularly those certified at MS67 or higher, are far less common. Proof issues struck for collectors provide another layer of appeal, as deep cameo examples from this year are prized for their visual beauty. Even more exceptional are rare error coins such as off-center strikes, die clashes, or double strikes, which elevate ordinary pieces into ultra-rare collectibles. These varieties, though uncommon, are precisely what makes the 1978 dime a source of intrigue for dedicated numismatists. The market value of the 1978 dime is highly dependent on these distinctions. A standard circulated example typically has no added worth beyond its face value, often trading for $2,800 to $3,800. However, uncirculated coins can range from $4,100 to $5,200 depending on their grade, with superbly preserved examples at MS67 or higher reaching $5,900 to $6,400. Proof dimes in deep cameo condition often sell for $7,000 to $8,400, while dramatic error coins can fetch prices ranging from several hundred to several $1,000s, depending on their uniqueness and demand. Over the years, auction houses and private sales have shown a growing willingness among collectors to pay premium prices for standout specimens from the late 1970s. For collectors hoping to add a valuable 1978 dime to their holdings, the key lies in careful selection. Evaluating luster, strike sharpness, and surface preservation can help determine quality, and professional certification by grading services like PCGS or NGC adds legitimacy and resale value. Proper handling with cotton gloves and storage in airtight holders ensures longevity, especially for proof strikes. Collectors often find the best opportunities at coin shows, major auction houses, or through trusted dealers who specialize in U.S. dimes. Searching original mint and proof sets can also yield hidden treasures overlooked by others. The broader significance of the 1978 dime lies in its role as both a historical artifact and a collectible investment. It reflects the enduring tribute to Roosevelt, a figure who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, and it remains a part of American identity through everyday coinage. At the same time, the pursuit of perfection and rarity transforms it into something more than pocket change. It becomes a tangible connection to a moment in history and a representation of numismatic artistry. Its continued appreciation among collectors highlights the value placed on quality, uniqueness, and history. In the end, the 1978 no-mint mark dime captures the essence of modern coin collecting. While millions exist, only a small fraction rise to the level of true numismatic significance, whether through condition rarity, proof brilliance, or unique minting errors. Its appeal is wide-ranging, attracting both casual hobbyists and serious investors, and its story illustrates how even the most ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value under the right circumstances. For those who appreciate history, design, and rarity, this dime is an enduring reminder that treasures can often be found in the smallest of denominations. Next up, the 1984 P Roosevelt dime is a coin that continues to attract attention in the numismatic community, not because of extreme scarcity in its everyday form, but due to the nuances and rarities that emerge when one looks closer at its production. Collectors often seek out this dime for high-grade condition, unusual minting errors, and varieties that separate it from the billions of coins that circulated in the 1980s. Its value lies not only in its role as a piece of American coinage history, but also in the excitement it generates when a seemingly ordinary coin reveals itself to be an ultra-rare collectible. Even when found in very dirty condition, the possibility of uncovering a rare example makes it a coin worth investigating. The historical backdrop of the 1984 dime provides additional context for its significance. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it bears the P mint mark, which had only recently been introduced to the dime in 1980. This change marked a new era in U.S. coinage, as Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark before this time. The 1980s were also a decade of modernization at the U.S. Mint, with increasing use of advanced minting technology and greater attention to mass production efficiency. The 1984 dime, therefore, reflects both a continuation of the Roosevelt series and the evolution of minting practices during a period of economic growth and technological change in the United States. In terms of design, the 1984 dime continues the familiar Roosevelt profile, a design by John R. Sinek first introduced in 1946. The obverse shows a left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the year of issue. The P mint mark is positioned to the left of the torch on the reverse, confirming its origin at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, the symbolic trio of torch, olive branch, and oak branch remains intact, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Measuring 17.9 in diameter, weighing 2.27 grams, and composed of a copper-nickel-clad surface over a copper core, the coin embodies both durability and simplicity. When preserved in uncirculated condition, its fine detail and luster highlight the design's enduring appeal. Rarity in the 1984 P dime is defined less by mintage numbers, since over a billion were struck, than by condition and error varieties. Circulated coins in dirty or worn states are extremely common, but locating examples in pristine mint state 67 or above is much more challenging, making them significantly more valuable. Among the most prized versions are error strikes, including off-center strikes, double dies, die clashes, and broad strikes, all of which are exceptionally hard to find. Additionally, proof-like business strikes, which exhibit a mirror-like surface unusual for circulation coins, are rare and desirable. It is these varieties, not the average dime, that elevate the 1984 P dime into the category of ultra-rare collectibles. Market value for the 1984 P dime varies drastically depending on condition and rarity. A typical circulated piece is worth little more than face value, often between $1,500 and $2,300. Uncirculated examples in lower mint state grades may fetch $2,800 to $4,000, while superbly preserved coins certified MS-67 or higher can command prices ranging from $5,000 to $6,000. Deep cameo proofs from U.S. mint sets often trade between $6,800 and $8,500, while rare error coins, such as dramatic off-center strikes or double dies, can reach values of several hundred to several $1,000s at auction, depending on severity and visibility. Collectors who pursue these rarities recognize that they are not just purchasing a coin, but also a unique piece of minting history. For collectors interested in pursuing the 1984 P dime, careful attention to detail is essential. Coins should be examined under magnification to spot subtle varieties or error traits that might not be obvious at first glance. High-quality examples should be authenticated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC to guarantee their authenticity and establish their market worth. Storing these coins properly is also crucial, as improper handling or environmental exposure can degrade the copper-nickel surface. Protective holders, archival quality flips, or certified slabs are the best options to maintain condition. Collectors often search mint sets, attend coin shows, or browse auction catalogs in hopes of finding rare varieties. The appeal of the 1984 P dime lies in its dual nature. It is both a common piece of pocket change and, in rare cases, a highly valuable collector's item. It symbolizes the endurance of the Roosevelt design, which has remained unchanged for decades, while also standing as a reminder of how the mint's modern era began to solidify in the early 1980s. For those who discover an error strike or top-graded specimen, this dime represents the excitement of numismatics, the chance to find extraordinary value in something seemingly ordinary. Its demand reflects the enduring collector passion for condition rarity and minting anomalies. In conclusion, the 1984 P Roosevelt dime captures a unique balance between ubiquity and exclusivity. While billions exist in circulation, only a fraction hold the qualities that make them truly valuable, whether through immaculate preservation, proof-like qualities, or striking mint errors. Its historical relevance as one of the first Philadelphia dimes to feature the P mint mark, combined with its enduring design and the allure of hidden rarities, makes it a compelling coin for collectors. For both seasoned numismatists and beginners, the 1984 P dime is a rewarding collectible that proves even modern-era coins can hold exceptional significance and lasting investment potential.